G here, back to another video. So today I want to make a video on Resident Evil. Now, as you guys know, I'm a massive fan of Resident Evil. I love those games so much. That franchise is just awesome. It's one of the best franchises I've ever played. I'm mainly talking about the games. Okay, the Resident Evil games are some of the best games I've ever played. Now, I became a fan of Resident Evil from Resident Evil 7. Resident Evil 7 was my introduction to the Resident Evil franchise. And once I played that game for the first time, it really blew me away and it made me a fan of Resident Evil instantly. And I became a fan of that entire game series. It's all because of Resident Evil 7. That game really made me turn into a Resident Evil fan. Okay, that game is awesome. It's one of the best games I've ever played. Sure, it's not perfect, but Resident Evil 7 will always hold a special place in my heart because of what it did for me and how it made me a Resident Evil fan. It really is because of that game why I went on to play Resident Evil 2 Remake, why I went on to play Resident Evil 3, 4, Resident Evil 8. It's all because of Resident Evil 7 why I went on to play those games. Because Resident Evil 7 really did make me a Resident Evil fan. It showed me how awesome and fun those games really are. And it's one of the reasons why I went on to play the remakes in Resident Evil 8. It's all because of Resident Evil 7. If it wasn't for RE7, I would have never been a fan of Resident Evil. Because of that one game, that's why that game now has a special place in my heart because of what it did for me and how it made me a fan and how it showed me how awesome and fun those games are. Okay, I love Resident Evil now. Resident Evil is one of the best survival horror franchises out there. Okay, I love that game series now. Okay, that is one of my all-time favorite game series now, and it's all because of Resident Evil 7. But yeah, other than that, Resident Evil, like I said, it's one of the best game series ever. Okay, if I had to pick a favorite out of the remakes, I definitely have to say it's probably going to be Resident Evil 4. Because me personally, the only Resident Evil game that I've played that I don't really like very much is Resident Evil 3. That's the only Resident Evil game that I do not like very much is Resident Evil 3. But Resident Evil 4 was fucking phenomenal. It was so incredible. Okay, that remake is fucking incredible. Okay, Resident Evil 4 is one of the best remakes I've ever seen. It really is. The fact that it's so faithful to the original Resident Evil 4 is amazing. Okay, Resident Evil 4, that remake is what Resident Evil 3 should have been. Okay, that remake is what Resident Evil 3 should have been, in my opinion. Okay, Resident Evil 3 doesn't feel like a fucking proper remake. Okay, it doesn't feel like a remake at all. Resident Evil 3, in my opinion, I just don't like that game at all. Okay, I don't hate that game, but at the same time, I don't like it either. Okay, that game is just, I don't really care, in my opinion, but yeah. Okay, other than RE3 Remake, I love Resident Evil. Okay, that game series is amazing. Okay, it's one of the best game series I've ever played. Okay, the games are amazing, they're fun, they're entertaining. Okay, the remake I've probably played the most would probably have to be Resident Evil 2. Okay, Resident Evil 2 Remake, I'd probably played the most out of the remakes I have played. So out of RE3, RE4, I've easily played Resident Evil 2 Remake the most because that game is amazing. It's one of the best remakes I've ever played. Okay, Resident Evil 2 Remake, it's one of my all-time favorite games. Of course, Resident Evil 7 will always have a special place in my heart for what it did for me and how it made me a fan and it introduced me to Resident Evil and how it showed me how awesome those games are. Because of that, Resident Evil 7 will always be special to me. I am attached to Resident Evil 7 because, like I said, without that game, that is the game of why I went on to play the other games. Like after I played Resident Evil 7 and experienced that game, I was like, okay, I need to experience the other older Resident Evil games like Resident Evil 2, 3, 4, Resident Evil 8. Like it's all because of 7. Because 7 showed me how awesome those games were. So yeah, that's it for this video. Let me know in the comments below, how do you guys feel about Resident Evil? Is it one of your favorite game series of all time? Because it definitely is for me. I love that series so much. So yeah, that's it for this video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I love you guys. Peace.